Alright, welcome to the American House Season 1 reunion. Before we start, I just wanted to say that we did not film this anytime soon. We filmed this way back in February when there wasn't a global crisis. So I just wanted to make that clear. We did not get together in April or March to film this. We filmed this before quarantine and everything. Social distancing, very important. So yeah, now that that's out of the way, enjoy. Alright, welcome to the American House Season 1 reunion episode. We have 7 contestants here. We're going to be asking them questions, fan questions. We're going to find out who was fan favorite, and a lot more. So let's get our contestants. She was the first one eliminated. She doesn't blow up the entire house with a firework. Kiah Jurgens. Thank you. Alright. He was the first ruler of the castle. I introduce Ryer Essenburg.
I hate you.
Faciana. He screwed himself over with the Phoenix power. Olson. The only contestant to be eliminated not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. Gerard.
Oh man. my first partner. Yeah.
Wait, how?
The entire game, he had the entire cast against him, but he managed to get 2nd place. Zachary Klozik. And the underdog herself, the winner, Brough. Alright. I'm going to be asking you guys questions. We will get to who you guys think fan favorite is. And then we have a special surprise that, well, one of you will win money today.
What? I actually kind of need money for college.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I figured.
You're making me take off work today. No.
Yeah, so this is your chance to win money. Okay, let's start with Kiah. Kiah was the first one eliminated from the American House, which kind of sucks. Kiah, did you watch the show?
I did.
How did you feel about the remaining episodes? How do you feel like you would have done moving forward? Do you think you would have made it further if you weren't the first one eliminated?
Yes. A little bit further. I'm not terribly, athletic or, talented, so I think, some of the physical challenges,
Okay.
But, I don't know.
Who were you rooting for? When you first got voted out, which contestant were you rooting for?
No. Probably Mikey.
Why Mikey? He voted you off.
Because I'm friends with him.
But
You
were friends with him at the time.
He betrayed me.
You were friends with him at the time.
Yeah.
Why not Zach, your only ally in the house?
That is true.
He was the only one that saved you. The only one that had your back. How did you feel when Kiah was first voted out? How did you feel knowing your only ally was just voted out of the house?
I knew that I had to, ball up basically because it was time for me to, it was me against the world at that point, which it was. We all know it was.
That brings me to my question for all of you except for Kiah, because she was the only, and I guess Hunter, but all of you refused to work with Zach. Why did no one think to actually team up with Zach and maybe try to get further with him? Why did everybody want him out? Let's start with you, Ryer.
I wanted to get him out as early as possible because Zach is scary competitive, scary athletic, scary good at everything, and I like to get the scary out of my life as quick as possible.
Gamma.
He tried to vote out Hunter. That's literally it. So I wanted him dead.
Okay. Mikey?
Well, I knew he was a strong competitor, so I knew that I had to take him out ASAP, but at one point I wanted to work with you, but I was already in too deep. So.
I mean, yeah, you're strong, definitely the biggest competitor, but it's like I was on every time, so it's like couldn't really do much to help you.
You were ruler of the castle once.
Once.
Or house, ruler of the house.
Once.
Once.
You helped me by being on every time.
That's true.
Hunter, do you have anything to add? Since you were the only one, and Kiah, but you were the only one that actually worked with Zach. Do you have anything to add to any of
I
that?
didn't like him at first because he tried to vote me out. And then I realized that it probably would be best for me to be his ally so we can get farther together rather than struggling alone.
Kiah, would you do anything differently knowing everything you know now? Would you go back and do anything differently on the
What
show?
actually set up the fireworks? No, like, going back to when I was 2 and gotten better at throwing little ducks. I don't know. I couldn't throw those damn things to save my life.
Alright, so we did ask people fan questions, and Zach by far got the most amount of fan questions, so I say we just go through some of those.
Cool.
Zach.
I wonder who the fan favorite is.
Zach, did you expect to make any friends or allies when you're walking into the game?
You don't come into a game like this expecting to make any friends. That is the first thing I'll say. And you know, when it comes to the whole ally thing, I mean, yeah, I was hoping that by the end of this I would have someone on my side. Because, you know, really, in a lot of ways, if you don't work together, you'll just fall, you know, going at each other's throats. So I increased my odds by, I think, working with Hunter and, I guess Kiah at the first episode.
A little bit there.
Well, we kind of had to. We were partners. Like, we literally were tied at the ankle, so.
Yeah.
So between you and Hunter, who do you feel like honestly deserved that win? Do you think Hunter deserved that win, or do you feel like you were robbed?
Well, you know, when my passions were flaring at the end of last season, very much I still believe that there were some slight issues with who won. You know, clearly someone won many more competitions than the other person, and I do think that somewhat warrants a victory.
Hunter, I'm gonna ask you the same thing. Who do you feel like deserved that win? Do you feel like you earned that win, or do you feel like Zach got robbed?
I feel like Zach got robbed. I feel like he definitely had a lot more heart in it, and I think that he deserved it a lot more than I did, no matter how like grateful that I am for the win.
Okay. Another question we got was, Zach, by far, even though it may not have seemed like it when you guys were doing the season, Zach was kind of like the villain. And especially with his confessionals. So how did you come up with that whole persona? As the season went on, just your, you got more and more insane, I guess. How did you come up with that
What?
persona? Do you not remember that?
You were saying I was insane? I thought I was completely sane the entire time. Maybe it was just the emotional stress of this entire ordeal that was pining on my soul and being. I don't think there was any persona at any time in my life.
Okay. And then this was asked by someone anonymously. Are you single?
Someone was it you?
Oh yeah, it's totally.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know who it was, but someone asked it. Hunter told you where her ball was for the ping pong challenge, and she told you it was in the fan, and you could have betrayed her right there and then, and taken Danielle to the final 2, and probably won the entire show. Why did you ultimately decide not to betray Hunter like that?
Well, I do believe that loyalty is an important thing, and yeah, it would have been better off for me most likely to have betrayed Hunter, but I just felt like at that point we were already working together, and I just would have it would have been too much on my conscience to betray Hunter like that in such a ruthless way.
Hunter, did you ever expect him to betray you right there and then?
I saw him like take a second look at it and I was like, oh, I messed up. But like other than that, no, not really. Because I feel like we would have been better just finding Danielle's ball together rather than going to find 2 other balls separately.
Alright, Ryer. You were the first ruler of the house. You had the power.
Yes.
And you were one of the first ones voted out. Do you regret winning that first challenge and putting a big target on your back?
Well, no, because I like to show my power, and I thought I would have had enough power to conquer all, but apparently not.
And do you feel like Ben screwed you over by letting you be the first ruler?
No, I actually thank Ben for giving me the power, and because I got to save the ones I wanted to save, and I thought everyone would, help me out.
Going back to episode 1, Ryer, do you regret any of the nominees you made in episode 1? You nominated Kiah, Zach, Hunter, and Danielle. 3 of which ended up being the final 3.
I definitely don't regret putting Zach up on the stand. I really was just kind of trying to make friends, so I was trying to see who else, or whoever everyone else was voting for. And I also just wanted to eliminate top competitors because I wanted to be the one to win in the end. Clearly, that did not happen.
Were you surprised you were voted out so early?
No. I like to think of it as me being threatening to all of you. I'm just that good, so they try to take me out as fast as possible. My same thought process with Zach, but it happened to me.
And then that episode you got eliminated, you were on track to win that final safety competition, but then you slipped. How far do you feel like you would have made it if you hadn't slipped?
I probably would have won easily.
You feel like you would have won the entire competition?
Oh, 100%. Moral of the story, wear non-slip shoes. Yes, thank you, Ben.
So, Ben, did you have a strategy at all during this season? Or was it just sort of just moving along, hoping to get far? Like, did you have a strategy?
No. I was lucky enough to get this far.
Okay. And a lot of the people before you, and Zach, and I guess Hunter, considered you a threat at the time, maybe because of your height, but they considered you a threat. Do you feel like that was warranted?
I'm pretty tall. That's about it. I'm not exactly the most athletic person, but I mean, I am kind of agile when I think about it.
Okay.
But I mean, no, I don't think I'm all that much of a threat.
And you were the only one out of all the seasons so far. You lost the most amount of times.
Heck yeah.
4 times. How does that feel to be the... Most likely that will never happen again. So how does that feel to be the only contestant to lose 4 times?
I mean, it seems like it's a bad thing, but that just means I'm unique. 'Cause I suck the most.
And one of those times, Mikey, one of your only allies in the game, voted you off instead of Hunter, yet you still chose to work with him further on in the game. Why didn't you decide work with Hunter, who was on the block next to you, or maybe Zach? Like, why did you decide to trust Mikey again after him betraying you?
Because I knew him the most. He did in fact give me that power that saved my life and put him on the block, so that worked out.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So, Mikey, you used the Phoenix power,
Yeah.
screwed yourself over, took yourself out of the game. Do you feel like you would have won if that power was never used?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You think so?
I definitely think that. Yeah.
What do you two think? You think Mikey would have made it kind of farther if...
Well, you would have made it farther, yeah.
Yeah. Well... What do you think he would have... Do you think he would have beat you guys in that final challenge?
I think we're kind of the dream team. Not even Mikey could have.
Well, at that point, yeah, we already had the
Some of
loss.
you already.
You would have been in 3rd place.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think you would have been really.
run.
Until Danielle came back and you would have been 4th place.
No, he would be Danielle.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Do you regret using that power?
I've said this multiple times. Absolutely, I do.
Thank you, by the way.
So not only did you betray Ben at that point, you also betrayed one of your closest allies, Emma, once again in favor of keeping Hunter. Why would you vote off Emma when she was one of your allies?
Well, how I saw it is that I saw Emma as a stronger competitor, and I felt that if it got down to it, I would have lost to her. And I needed to take her out as soon as possible. but I do regret doing that because that happened. They worked together. And, that it could have all changed if I just didn't vote her out and then voted you out. But I didn't do it because I thought we were homies.
Not homies.
Well, you said we're not. You said we weren't gonna work together.
No, like
you went
just
down
like
to it.
our dynamic
Yeah.
is just already too strong.
Yeah, exactly.
And like as soon as we did like the three-legged race, you could tell like it was just a little bit off. Like height-wise, like
Height-wise.
height-wise.
Aren't you about the same?
There's a bigger difference between you and Zach and you.
And I'm used to being shorter, but come on, give me this.
Alright, Emma, and then Ben and Mikey, two of your allies, betrayed you in that episode. How did you feel about that, and do you think that was smart for them to do that?
Yeah, it was smart, but I was really angry.
So, you were ruler of the house in that episode. You took out Ben, the twist brought Ben back. And then you got voted out next because of Ben. Do you feel like Zach opening up that box robbed you of a potential victory at the end?
Yeah, probably.
You feel like you would have won if that had happened?
No.
No? And then now we're going to get to like the universal questions that were to all of you guys. Going into the game, when you first had first impressions, who did you guys feel was going to win the entire thing? We'll start with Hunter. Did you have any like feelings that who you think would win the entire show?
I felt like it was probably either Ryer or Zach, because I felt like they were like the most competition, and they probably were a lot stronger.
Zach, how about you?
Yeah, well, I thought it was gonna be me. And then, it wasn't. But, yeah, I mean, if it wasn't me, it probably would have been Ryer, but at that point, I would have had to done anything to stop him. So, it would have been interesting to see if he had gone farther.
I'd say Ryer because I didn't really know Zach at the time, but I did know Ryer, and he is definitely the most athletic. And I didn't know how many challenges were going to be more athletic based or not.
Mikey.
I thought I was gonna win because I knew it wouldn't be 100% on being physical, and I knew that part of the game is being likable, social, and smart about it. I don't think Ryer would be smart about it. I think Zach would focus on too much of the physical thing, which he did,
And it
which
worked out
got
for
him
him.
in second place.
Yeah. Emma?
I thought Ryer was gonna win because I knew him, but once I saw Zach, I was like, oh, maybe he might win. Just like physical appearance wise.
Okay. Ryer?
Me. Me.
I think we know why based on everyone else's responses. Kiah?
Nothing original here. I thought it was probably gonna be either Ryer or Ben.
I mean, that's kind of original.
Well,
Ooh, yeah. No one said that.
like at very first, then like you started like really goofing around. I'm like, Ben's not taking this seriously enough. So maybe Ryer, but I'm like, I feel like this is one of those things where it's like you think someone's gonna win the whole time, and then all of a sudden, like in a twist, someone else wins instead.
Yeah. Alright, and the next question is, if you guys remember anything from the show, what was your favorite experience / memory from the American House? Hunter?
Mine would probably just be like the whole thing, because like I didn't really know many of you besides Emma. And it was kind of a fun experience, and like just competing is my favorite thing to do.
Awesome. Zach?
I'd say, yeah, overall it was a pretty good experience, but if I can pull out one very special moment, it would probably be, I don't know, what was my favorite game? I like the musical chairs, even though I lost it. But it felt good to lose, and it felt good to dance, and I really think that music should be involved in a lot more of these games. Maybe all of them.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
My memorable moment was definitely the Phoenix Power, because that was just plot twist on top of plot twist. Jesus Christ.
Fucking being bullied.
Was that your favorite moment, Mikey? Was that your favorite moment?
Oh. Oh my god, what was my favorite moment?
What was it?
I don't fucking know. Probably when I convinced Ben, right before the Phoenix Power, when I convinced Ben to throw it, he got wet. That was pretty funny. And then Ben got voted out.
But
3 times.
And then it's right before the Phoenix Power starts.
Emma?
I liked musical chairs because like it was just so intense and like chaotic. Like it was like the funnest, more fun funnest. Is that a word?
I don't think so.
More fun
More fun,
challenge.
yeah.
The most fun
The
challenge.
most funnest challenge.
Ryer?
Definitely the moment where me and Ben won the tied-legged race. That was very scary. I totally thought we actually lost that. After looking over the footage, we did clearly win, and I remember it taking like 7 or 8 minutes to decide who won, just looking over one little clip over and over and over again.
Alright, Kiah.
Yeah,
for your
I'll
short
put
time on the
that
show.
Yeah, the one episode, probably the 3-legged race when I thought I won, but then the worst moment was after I realized I got fucked over, and I was just like, okay.
Alright, and the next question kind of goes along with that. I think you all kind of answered the question, but what was your favorite challenge? Maybe you chose you, Zach.
The fishing net thing, because I'm
Oh,
actually really good at that. I was surprised by that.
Were
Yeah.
you though?
You were? I like that one.
Are you sure you? I mean, you
We
have
only missed
No,
one.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
was thinking of the leg one. I was with Hunter.
Yeah, and then Danielle was with. No,
Because
Danielle
I don't even know the
Daniel
people.
was-
Danielle was
Oh,
with
yeah.
Zach. Yeah, Emma said you were pretty bad at that challenge.
Well, no. What? He did okay. Besides,
Okay.
like, getting it out
Why am I
sometimes
in the
and
middle of
stuff.
this?
I thought that he was gonna be terrible because I didn't think you were athletic and could catch.
You're a loser.
Why didn't catch
But you
the
did
net
better than I
card?
thought. We were close if you wouldn't have messed up.
Okay.
It was really close, yes.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Mikey, what was your favorite challenge?
I think my favorite was probably either like, one of the 2 battle backs, either the one where we had to find the stuff in the backyard, and I got you over, or the one where the quotes, because I just enjoyed feeling superior to you and Danielle because I knew everything and you knew nothing.
I didn't.
Okay,
The musical chairs.
yeah, Ryer. musical chair.
Definitely the battle back where we had to go find the items in the yard. That was pretty heart pounding, and
You're saying because you
it was
won.
tense.
Kiah, from the 2 challenges you did, which one was your favorite?
The 3-legged race, I hate those little fucks.
Got it. Okay, so let's talk about the battle back. Something happened I don't think a single person here was expecting. No offense to Danielle, but Danielle beat 4 people to win herself back into the game. Did any of you even consider her competition? Even expect that? Ryer, we'll start with you.
No, I was not expecting that at all. I mean, she just kind of, she was doing pretty good in the game. I mean, like, she's doing average throughout the games, and all of a sudden, she just came back randomly. I was like, what?
Emma?
Yeah, like what Ryer said. Like you just like she popped off in this challenge. Like she really came back. Like that's. I didn't think she'd come back.
She was second out. I didn't think she would.
That was definitely a surprise.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Do you think she earned that win?
No.
No?
No.
What with the rest?
Based off
mean,
the earlier performance.
I think she actually did earn that because clearly she beat all
Yeah.
of us,
Yeah.
and it was an actual skilled competition. Like there was really no way around it. She ran and got the item, so yeah, I definitely think she earned that.
I don't think she deserved to come back, but like definitely she deserved those wins because she fought hard for them.
She beat you in a quotes challenge, Ben, and you were there the entire show.
Hey,
She was there for like.
I don't pay attention to other people.
Most of those quotes are something you were in the room.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't pay attention to
So
other
you-
people.
so you don't feel like-
Well, I got the ones that were mine.
So you don't feel like she earned that win, even though she got a lot of the quotes right.
I mean, yeah. Now that you meant, yeah. All right.
Do you guys think it was fair? And I think you guys can answer this, and Kiah can answer this too. But you guys think it was fair for the second person out to jump ahead in front of 4 people's places and really just like skip most of the game and almost could have won that? Do you feel like that was fair?
Well,
Honestly, you guys can answer
I
honestly.
mean, I'm saying me personally, I think that late in the game, we're already at the final 2. Like, you can't jump ahead from being second out to winning because you skipped all the game.
I mean,
Whether-
it is considered a battle back, and it was all of us who were trying to get back into it. So, I mean, you never knew. You never know what was gonna happen. So yeah,
And Kiah Kiah could have came back too if she was there. So like, would that have been even more
It worked,
unfair?
guys. I'm
Throwing
sorry.
shade.
It was church.
I think
Quit.
Oh, was it church?
Quit
I
church.
think it was both.
Like, do you think that would have been fair for Kiah to be the first one out to winning 5
Okay,
challenges?
I know I didn't participate in the battle back, but I just want to say that while I don't think it was necessarily fair, I think it definitely made the show more interesting and made it more interesting for the contestants too. So like have that possibility that even
Yeah.
if they did get to be like the first or second out, that they still could participate and it just wasn't like over. So
Zach and Hunter, you guys are the final 2. What was your? Did you feel like that was fair that she was able to skip ahead of 4 people?
You know. We're this is reality television. I don't think anything's supposed to be fair. So I'll just say, I mean, I think it was completely legitimate. But you know what was completely illegitimate? That's my loss.
Okay, well that's not on me. So.
And I feel, winning should get you somewhere. It's just democracy is what failed us in the final.
Hunter.
I don't think it really is about it being fair or not. She did win the challenge, so she kind of deserved that spot. If anyone else did it, it would be fair. But since she got out so early,
Yeah.
kind of skipped out on all the stuff.
All right, and this next question is, do you have any advice to season 3 and future players for the show? Do you have any advice to them on how they should play the game or going into it, what they should do, any strategy, any advice? Hunter, you can start.
I would say just kind of keep your options open. Don't go out really strong like Ryer threatening people. Because then they know that you're a threat. Because it kind of puts a big target on your back.
Got it. Zach?
I'd say apparently being intimidating will either get you eliminated immediately or get you eliminated almost last. Well, I guess last, yes. But I would just say go for a middle ground in that capacity, and also I'd just say pack your own temptation bonuses, as in just cheat.
Just cheat. Whoa, I don't know about that one. Okay, Ben?
Definitely try to find when first impressions are everything. So you gotta try and figure out who would be the strongest and just kind of team up with them as much as possible and just kind of fly under the radar, which I didn't really do because it definitely
You
would have been
tried.
Zach.
Well, Zach didn't necessarily fly underneath the radar.
Well, if you teamed up with him, you would have flown under the radar because everybody's
Probably, yeah.
targets were on him and not his
that's
partners.
true. Yeah. Okay, Mikey, any advice for future players?
I'd say be 2 steps ahead, especially of yourself, and then you gotta find at least one person you could put your full trust into, and you have to know your loyalty.
How did that work out?
Yourself is your number 1, all right, not Ben. Ben is number 2.
Emma?
Kind of just lay low and just be friends with everybody, pretty much. Don't make yourself a target, but also be known.
Ryer?
eliminate the best one first, then prove your power, because you'll have the power then. Just go for the gold.
Bro, this is advice.
Right, yeah. So be the best, don't suck, and wear non-slip shoes outside. That's very slippery.
Please.
That's, see, some of these advice I followed, I try to be, friends with people and, fun at the same time. And sometimes it's just gonna backfire, so I guess know people before you get here. And make friends as quickly as possible. And, yeah, try not to make enemies or just not be that one person that people can live without.
Any advice to those first eliminated, the first people eliminated? How, any advice to those people?
Bring snacks for the basement. No, I just say that, definitely try to take advantage of a battle pack if there is. one, and don't take it personally if people vote you out. In fact, treat it like Ryer here.
Go for the goal.
Boost
Be
himself
good.
up.
The next question: who do you guys think played the best game overall? Out of everybody here, it could even Kiah. Who do you think played the best game?
If I'm gonna be honest, I feel like we all were pretty well balanced.
No, I think we all were trash.
Exactly. So we were all pretty well balanced between each other. Yeah, no, I don't think one person excelled over another person though.
Well, I think in like
Maybe
certain
Zach a
categories.
little bit.
Well, like Zach was like really good at like physical, but like everyone like Hunter, so that's why she won. And then Ben was just
Here. I was
Paul.
here.
Yeah.
And then everyone else kind of we were all just bad.
That's true.
I mean, Zach definitely did the best out of everybody. That's a given.
The record
Always.
was there.
The record was there. It was set.
Why didn't you vote for Zach if you feel like he played the best game?
Because I didn't want him to win. I wanted to win.
But you weren't even in the running at that point.
At that point, it was out of spite.
Yeah. Which is why Hunter did the best game.
You think so?
Yeah, obviously she won.
I guess, yeah. Basically, now we are going to announce fan favorite. We had over 30 votes for fan favorites.
It's like more than 29.
So we are gonna write down who you guys feel was fan favorite. And I will say it was a very, very close. It came down to one vote.
Wait, can I vote?
They're making 2 votes.
Are you gonna tell us like the top and then like the second?
I will tell you.
The rankings.
I was at work all day yesterday. I couldn't tip the scales. Oh, a while ago. I don't remember saying your
Yeah, we will announce the favorite overall, favorite guy, and favorite girl.
What about least favorite? Can we know that?
You want to know that?
I do want to know that.
Okay, sure. I'll announce favorite.
Who do you want to punch?
And fan favorite will get $20.
I don't know. That's some money.
No,
Oh, it's like.
I'm just saying fan favorite will get $20.
That's the month. That's all.
That's all.
Who's
Okay, I was just asking a question.
One.
Okay, everybody done?
Us.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, we are gonna go through one by one. Hunter, you can start first.
Wait, I'm telling who I picked.
Yeah. I mean, unless you guys want to do it anonymous, or you guys don't care.
I don't care.
Anybody
You
care?
can just-
Anybody gonna be offended that no one voted for them?
Me.
No.
I might be a little bit offended, but whatever, it's fine.
Okay, Hunter.
So I picked Emma because I think Emma was the most relatable and like the funniest and the weirdest.
How quirky.
And like the whole time
Not
she's
like
like,
the other
I wasn't paying
girls.
attention, so I think she's gonna be a favorite.
Okay. Zach.
Yeah, I chose myself. Yeah. I mean,
no explanation needed.
yes. If I know anything, I know I'm popular.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Ben.
I also chose Zach because he did have the most fan questions. So it's a pretty good tell of who is the fan favorite.
I picked Emma because I thought she knew like the most people like in real life who'd vote for her, so she has good advertisement.
I did Mikey because he was funny. I feel like he's a very likable person.
Okay. Ryer.
Me. I was the first row of the house. Yeah, I went for the gold. I'm gonna get some gold now, because it's me.
I chose Zach because even though he was kind of like the villain, I feel like he was almost like the anti-hero, and that like people kind of like, as much as like they might not say they like that, they kind of do.
I'm sorry.
Alright. We will do. Well, I'll narrow it down to the top 3 overall first because obviously favorite girl and favorite guy the votes were very different. So the top 3. Well, actually, we'll do top 4.
I'm gonna just do all
You know
of
what?
them.
Fuck it, top 8.
That's only 3 people out.
Okay.
What if it's
Well, Danielle wasn't fan favorite. We'll start there. Danielle wasn't fan favorite. Kiah wasn't fan favorite. Sorry, Kiah. Hunter was not fan favorite, and Ben was not fan favorite.
Hey,
So now that like, but you,
Mike's like, wait a minute. What did I say? Who did I call would be fan favorite?
what are these for?
Yeah, I said
What are
me,
these
Zach, Emma, or Ryer.
Well, Yeah.
I'm a fucking genius.
Mike, you get 50 cents. Congratulations.
Yeah!
So the person that got, actually, that was my bad. Emma actually got less votes than Hunter. So Hunter, you're up there. Danielle actually got more votes than Emma, Ben, and Kiah.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. That hurts.
Ben, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And then the person with the fourth least amount of votes was Hunter. And then, so it's down to the three guys.
Fourth least amount of votes.
Actual men, yeah.
Fourth place was Hunter. And then after that, any bets? Any guesses?
Mikey's third.
Yeah, I kind of want to say.
Or maybe Ryer.
Zach.
We talked two.
Like I said, it came down to one vote.
Mike, everyone loves us.
So did you, huh?
Mike, I think we both need our own show now.
Yeah.
We get a spin-off.
Okay, any bets based off just the two of them left?
Mikey.
Mikey.
Alright.
They say it's
If
Mikey,
it's
don't
Ryer,
want you
Ryer,
Ryer.
get the fuck out.
So mean now. Gosh.
Alright. Favorite, fan favorite goes to Mikey!
Oh, it was your mom, wasn't it?
Okay, and so let's talk about, so obviously for favorite guy overall, Mikey won. Who do you guys feel won favorite girl?
It was
Hunter.
Hunter?
Because you listed it that way?
No.
What? How did it change?
It seemed like more people voted for a Hunter overall, but when it came down to deciding a girl, more people voted for somebody.
There were separate votes.
Was it Emma?
Danielle.
Hunter did get second place.
I think it was Emma if it
What
was
about
favorite
Danielle?
girl.
It's gonna be.
It came down to 2 votes. It was pretty close.
Who was the top two?
Emma and Hunter. Kai got 3 votes.
Like, where did you put these questions?
Hey,
A
at least I
survey
got
thing.
some votes.
So there you go. Someone got 0 votes.
Wait, so who was the top?
Was it
Wait.
Danielle?
We'll talk about that.
It was probably me.
Favorite girl. Favorite anime girl.
Fan favorite girl was Emma.
What did I say?
Hey, you
What did I
got
say?
my name.
So good job, Emma. And do you want me to tell you who was least favorite contestant?
Was it
I think we are.
No, Danielle did better
I
than
think we
like.
should rip off the band-aid.
But doing better doesn't mean being better.
Okay,
Fan favorite.
it was Ben.
Oh, hell
Ben Ben was the only one to get 0 votes the entire survey.
That's a win in my book.
Listen, people liked you, Ben.
Were we supposed to be playing this like golf?
People liked you, Ben. It's just that, like, when compared to all the nice guys.
People like you.
People like you. We just
People liked you, just not as much as everybody else, I guess.
We're better than you.
Way to make him feel better.
You guys wanted to know.
I wanted to know, and I'm fine with knowing now.
Listen,
Ben's like, now you're all on my hit list.
It's like, oh, because you only go cry in the shower now.
last question. You're gonna write down if you guys were to do this entire season over with everybody back, who do you think would win knowing everything you knew from before? Hunter still won, everybody got voted out the time they did. Who do you feel like would win in another season? Okay. Everybody got their votes? We'll start with Kiah. Save the best for first. I don't know.
I said Emma. I think that everyone would go after like the favorites or like Ryer, because he'd still probably be like, ooh, I'm gonna win this time. And so I feel like Emma would like slip under the radar. I feel like Emma it's a gut feeling. I can't really describe it.
Okay. Ryer?
Me.
Okay.
I feel like now I know the skills I need to not slip on the ground. I feel like maybe I could calm down a little bit and focus more in on my actual skill. I got the skills to pay the bills.
I think Zach would have won.
You think Zach would win?
If we did this again.
Like would win. Yeah.
I feel like everybody would go after Zach.
I feel like
Except this time it would work.
Hunter. Like if it wasn't like, you know, I feel like people would vote Zach.
We just know not to use the power.
Yeah.
Because we're not the jury. Or well, we are.
Well, we are.
technically.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I don't know. I feel like he would.
You think people were being nicer to Zach the second time around because they feel bad?
Yeah. Because, I mean, he should have won. Hunter, you did good though.
Well, you voted Hunter.
Zach deserved to win, but Hunter, you did good too.
Yeah.
Okay, Mikey, who do you think will win?
Me.
Ooh.
No, where was Tim?
I just think that if I did the second time around, if I didn't use the Phoenix power, I'd be in a pretty good spot. That would be pretty good.
Okay, Ben.
I say Mike because like we all know who's the biggest threat, so Mikey's kind of mediocre, so I feel like he'll slip
He's
under.
fan favorite.
Yeah, but fan favorite doesn't mean he's the best at the game. It means people like him more.
Ooh, Ben, you lost 4 times.
Hey, I accept that. That's why they didn't put me.
That's fair.
But he
I
survived.
accept it. You think
He did survive.
Yeah.
The only contestant. Okay, Zach.
Yeah, speaking of surviving 4 times, I put Ben.
Ooh.
So I realize if we go into this another time, which probably won't happen, but if it did, I know that me and Ryer would be eliminated immediately. Everyone would try to kill us. We'd burn out
The
early.
power.
The power. And I honestly think that losing is winning in this. And Ben obviously showed that by getting to 4th place while having one of the worst records in this. It's gotta come. There's a pendulum. It's a pendulum of losing, and then it's gonna be winning next season.
Okay,
We
okay.
were talking about the game, not a roast of me.
Okay, Hunter, I can see you vote, but who did you vote?
I picked Zach because I feel like he definitely had the skill to win the first game. It was kind of just more up to how many people liked you, not really actual like skill and like will to like play.
I changed my vote. I think Kiah might win.
Why?
Because she was the last one out. No one saw her play yet.
Ooh, that's true.
Yeah, but what if we just keep the tradition
Skip
going?
that challenge. You
Send her off another
Just
first
keep
time
the
around.
tradition.
every challenge she plays is the duck one.
Like, you
All right, guys. So, let's find out who's going to win with a speed run season. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, target.
Oh, hey.
So that means this is the deciding vote.